Data Protection Officer. Now let us understand the role of the Data Protection Officer. This is a central role in any DPDP compliance framework because the Data Protection Officer helps translate legal requirements into practical action across the organization. This tells us that the Data Protection Officer functions as the organization's privacy lead. In other words, this person is responsible for guiding how personal data is handled, protected, reviewed, and governed in day-to-day operations. Key responsibilities. Now the slide moves from the role itself to what this person is actually expected to do. These are the practical responsibilities that make the role meaningful in a live compliance environment. Own DPDP implementation program. Own DPDP implementation program. This means the Data Protection Officer is expected to take ownership of the organization's DPDP rollout. The role is not passive. It requires leadership in turning compliance requirements into an actual working program across departments. Design, implement, and oversee the organization's data protection and privacy strategy. So the DPO is responsible for shaping the privacy roadmap, putting controls into practice, and then supervising whether those controls are working properly. For example, it is not enough to say there will be a privacy policy. The DPO must ensure that the policy exists, is relevant, is implemented, and is actually followed. Coordinate with legal, IT, HR, operations, and vendors. This is a very important responsibility because privacy compliance touches many business functions. Personal data may flow through recruitment, employee management, customer systems, vendor platforms, and operational processes. So the DPO must work across all these functions rather than in isolation. Work closely with internal teams and external partners to ensure privacy by design and compliance. This means the DPO helps embed privacy into processes from the beginning. For instance, if IT is launching a new system, or HR is collecting new employee data, or a vendor is being onboarded, the DPO should ensure privacy requirements are considered upfront rather than corrected later. Maintain privacy policies and records. This tells us that documentation is a core responsibility of the Data Protection Officer. Compliance cannot rely on verbal understanding alone. It must be supported by written policies, updated records, and proper evidence. Keep policies, procedures, and documentation up to date and audit ready. In practical terms, this means the DPO ensures that privacy notices, internal procedures, data handling records, response processes, and compliance documents are current, accurate, and ready for review whenever needed. If an audit or regulatory check happens, the organization should not start preparing at the last minute. Monitor rights requests and grievances. This responsibility focuses on how the organization responds to individuals. Under privacy laws, people may raise concerns, make requests, or file complaints about how their data is handled. The DPO must make sure these are tracked and addressed properly. Manage data subject requests, resolve grievances, and ensure timely responses. Manage data subject requests, resolve grievances, and ensure timely responses. This means the DPO oversees the handling of requests, such as access, correction, or other privacy-related concerns, and ensures that grievances are not ignored or delayed. Timeliness matters here, because even a valid response loses value if it comes too late. So the overall message of this slide is that the Data Protection Officer is not just a symbolic designation. This role drives the privacy program, coordinates with different teams, maintains policy and compliance records, and ensures that individuals' requests and grievances are handled responsibly. In a real organization, the DPO becomes the bridge between legal requirements and practical implementation.